This is my parents' guest bathroom, most of which is original to the 1965 build. The tiles say a lot, and while my parents have done some work in here, it is not what my mother envisions for a guest bathroom that reflects her style. So I have 5 days, my 2 hands, and a couple of coins to transform this bathroom into one that is authentic to my mom. And did I mention it's a surprise? If you've been following my journey here or you've been following me over on Instagram, then you know that this year, or the beginning of this year, I moved in with my parents, and they have been such a tremendous support system as I rub all my little coins together to build my house. I want to surprise them with a refreshed guest bathroom. My mom has had this on her list of things to do, and you know I love to put on my Bobbiana the Builder hat, okay? The goal for this guest bathroom refresh is that A, it's a surprise, which means that I cannot talk to her to get any insight on what she wants, but B, that it's in her style. I did walk around my mother's house, my parents' house. Hi Dad. I walked around my parents' house, and I'll show you what I was taking inspiration from the things that I know that she loves that's already here, some other tile choices that they made when they built out their primary bathroom suites, some of the paintings that she has kept around to use again. She tends to go a little bit traditional with her styling. She likes more like grays and blues, and you'll see, because when you see the before picture of this bathroom, the walls are blue. Even though the tile is red and green, the walls are blue because she loves that. She just loves blue, okay? So unfortunately, we're not gonna be able to give her blue working with what we got, but what I can give her is that traditional, leaning a little bit more transitional styling that she likes by bringing in some more like brushed gold, some antique brass finishes, not too ornate in our handles and things, but definitely not too modern either. So we're gonna bring the bathroom up to 2024. It's time to get out of work clothes and get into work clothes. Let's go. Welcome to the bathroom that's having an identity crisis as much as I have been in 2024. As we have been fixing my mentals, we gonna fix up this bathroom too. So I did start with some paint swatches. I did grab a white. This one is not as white, it's more creamy white. I did use this white in my guest bathroom refresh when I was at my last apartment, but I think my mother would appreciate a warmer color, so I did grab these two. This one is creamy mushroom, and this is wheat bread. When I first squashed these last night, I was leaning towards wheat bread, but now that creamy mushroom has dried down, it kind of dried a little lighter than the initial swatch, and I feel like this is a little more warm than this one. And I think it pairs really well with the tile options that we have in here. So I only have a little bit of time left before I have to get the boys from jiu-jitsu. So let's clean it up, shall we? If you know, you know. Period. This process of transforming my mother's guest bathroom has been such a reminder of the lesson that I'm walking through in my life right now of embracing my authenticity, especially when what I desire for my life looks differently than what those around me desire for me. And we hear, especially on social media, people screaming from the rooftops, be true to who you are, show up as your authentic self. But do we hold space for other people's authenticity when it does not look like our own? And do we know how to show up authentically when our dreams, our desires, our personal styles does not look like those around us? As you watch me transform my mother's bathroom into a space that truly reflects her unique style and personality, I hope you find inspiration to embrace your own unique path while learning how to support others on theirs. You know how you have a toolbox? Yeah. I have a tool bag. It's a tool tote. Okay. Bag lady, you gon' hurt your bag. Bobbiana the Builder. We do it differently a little bit here. Who needs a box when you have a tote? The mistake that we make is thinking that Any difference is wrong, especially in a world that often tries to fit us into molds. So much so that each mold, each category of women that we have subscribed to is supposed to look and act a certain way. The baddie, the soft girl, the Christian woman, etc., etc. Each has a set of arbitrary rules that you're supposed to fit neatly into. And if you don't, there's a problem. And since it's all a lie, even if we have similar desires and goals, the way we go about the mission will look different because each of us is a unique blend of desires, dreams, personal styles, and outlooks. How I choose to design and decorate my life will be naturally different from how you choose to design and decorate yours. And that's not just okay. It's wonderful. That difference is actually necessary for us to be able to see new and fresh perspectives and possibilities. God does not work or function in one way. Just as He created each organ in our body to function differently for the benefit of our whole self, He created each of us with different paths and different tactics intentionally for the benefit of humanity and the kingdom. Your journey is just as valid and as important as my own. Your voice, your light, your journey, your testimony will reach people that my own can't reach. I am a general contractor, period. Bobbiana the builder, period. Good morning in my regular face. It's very bright out here. The sun is sunny today. I'm about to head to the shed, and I hate coming to this shed because of spiders. And if I don't know if you could tell, but girl, I live in the country for real now. So the spiders be a lot out here. But all of the tools that I need that I was just like making do with yesterday or without is in the shed. Oh, Jesus. Okay. I already see a spider. Look. You see that? Yeah. Yeah. He has a big face. I don't understand. He's looking at me. I'm looking at you. Okay? Just stay there and tell the rest of your people them not to come. Ryan, is the bigger ladder in here? Can you grab it for me? Assistance.
Hello.
I was just telling them how I couldn't do the spiders.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So the ladder and the wood stain. And I see a wasp. Do you know where the sandpaper is at too? Yay. To the rescue. Because who's about to do that? Not me. I got the Marquee, the one coat one. It's like 2 levels above the regular paint and primer that you can get from Home Depot. It's bare because that's what Home Depot carries. And I did choose the creamy mushroom that was that darker color. Before we paint, we need to take down these lights. Now, I am a woman who has birthed 2 children, 1 child, accidentally at home by herself, okay? That's my prep talk when I'm about to do something unknown. Because I have survived other things that I've done unknown. I've never taken and swapped out a light fixture on my own. I've been in the presence of it happening, but I feel like with YouTube University and the knowledge that I do already have, my transferable skills, we can take down those lights. I have to take them down before I paint because the box for the new vanity lights is much smaller. Let me just show you. Okay. This is the new light. I have 2 of these. Also picked them up from Home Depot. Very inexpensive. Oiled, rubbed bronze finish, what we're going for. My parents, their primary bathroom has this styling in their fixtures. So again, because I'm doing this as a surprise, but I want to make sure that she loves it, I'm going in a similar direction with what she has chosen for her primary bathroom. It is 9:34. I really want to knock out this bathroom before my niece comes because I'm watching my sweet, precious little niece today. And we gotta go celebrate my son's birthday. I've already knocked out work for the day. So I'm done at work. I woke up early, knocked out work, okay? Woman on a mission. But let's go cut the power off. Hopefully everything is labeled. Of course not. Of course it's not labeled. Okay. Kitchen outlet, car charger, front den, master bedroom, foyer, front. Child. I'm gonna have to go and just like flip switches and see what works. All right, let's figure that out. I'll pick y'all up when we actually take off this light.
Meanwhile, at the Krusty Krab.
After getting 10,000 steps just walking back and forth to see which one works, I finally got the lights off, or the power to this bathroom off. So now let's see if I can take down the actual light. For many of us, our differences have been told to us that they were bad since childhood. And then we've had so many experiences as we were growing up that reinforced that idea. And sometimes, at least for me, the people around me wanted me to think, behave, and live my life a certain way because they loved me so much. They didn't want to see me suffer. They didn't want to see me make what they thought were bad decisions or make mistakes. And what they don't realize is that was my journey. That was not saying that God needed me to go through all them things, because I definitely made some of them choices on my own. I ain't gonna put that on God, okay? But there is a thing in the Bible that we know called long suffering, and God putting us through different tests and trials in order to strengthen us in certain ways. And when those paths, those tests, those trials come and it looks different, that they will give you contrary advice to what God is actually asking you to do. Not necessarily because they hate you, they might, okay? But I know a lot of our friends and family, they do it out of love. They do it out of their own experience, their own uncomforts with, having issues facing their own realities that your situation might be pointing out. They do it because they've never seen it or come across it before. And just because it might be new for you and for them does not make it wrong. Just because it is different does not make it wrong. That is something that you are going to have to get in alignment with God to know, Lord, you are placing my feet on this path for a particular purpose. Please confirm to me and give me the clarity to know that I am on this path for a reason. And though I love the people who are giving me this contrary advice, I have to keep my eyes on you. Just take the story of King Saul and King David, for example. Both were chosen by God and ordained by the same person, and yet their journeys were completely different, and there was lessons in both of their stories. Where King Saul was anointed and then ordained like almost immediately, very quickly, King David, we see him get anointed, called to be king, and then sent back to the field. For years did we see David go through different jobs and, Lord, so many trials before he actually became ordained as king or installed as king of Israel. But anyone can look at David's path, David's journey, and go, something about this is not right, because when Saul got anointed, it was only a couple of days before he was chosen and installed as king. So maybe you didn't hear that right. Because why would God anoint you and then put you back in the field and then send you to King Saul to serve him and to play music for him, and then also have him turn around and try and kill you? No, clearly God didn't really anoint you or call you to be king. But because we know the end of the story from what we can read now in the Bible, we know that God was preparing him to rule as king in a way that Saul was not prepared. God was doing work within David, bringing him through those different tests, through those different trials, to prepare his heart and his mindset to handle such a role. The mission was pretty much the same, right? The end goal for both kings was to rule Israel with the heart of God, and yet the journeys were completely different, and what happened in both of those testimonies completely different. But did we get lessons from each of them? Absolutely. Both stories were necessary. And yours is too. That is why it is so important to take the time to get in alignment with God's truth for you based on your unique wiring and your unique testimony. Sometimes we just have to take down the old to make way for the new. Sometimes it takes a complete disruption of the status quo of what has been your normal in order to reset it. Sometimes it means clearing everything out to start from a clean slate. Just like I'm removing all of the fixtures and stuff that are attached to the wall, the things that have been anchored to this structure, our good sis Erica reminded us that holding on to the bags can do nothing but weigh us down. It's essential for us to let go of the baggage that no longer serves us. Old grudges, outdated belief systems, and unnecessary expectations that you may have held for yourself or for others around you. Freeing ourselves from these burdens allows us to embrace new possibilities and authentically live out our dreams. It's essential to recognize that our journey is ours alone, and it's okay if it looks different from those around us. You have to take time to understand what truly matters to you, challenging some of the ideologies and status quos that you've been following thus far that have not served you. Challenge the things that you believe. Some of those beliefs may be true, may serve you well, but the ones that show up that don't, you can let them go. But it's hard to reset if you never clean them out. You need to use these reflections as a guide in making decisions that actually align with your true self and what God truly has for you. Here's the thing about designing a space for somebody else. You have to keep that person's habits or lifestyles or what they're willing to do in mind. So me, I want to put this shower curtain rod high up to the sky, okay? But I also know that when my mother goes to replace this shower curtain in the future, I don't want her to feel limited. And my mom is a shopaholic like me. Hey girl, hey, I get it from you. But I know the places that she shops tends to be Burlington, Marshalls, TJ Maxx, those type of stores. And they all sell 72-inch long shower curtains. So I would buy longer curtains or fabrics, and I actually did buy a longer option. But the more that I thought about it, because this room is in my mother's house, she is going to be the one swapping out these shower curtains in the future. I have to keep in mind that my mother is getting older. And I don't want her to feel like she's going to have to get up on a ladder in order to swap out her shower curtains either. So we're going to go with standard height, 72 inches. I got new fixtures for the shower. But I'm going to let my dad install that when we get back. Okay? That's outside my pay grade. So, but I'm going to install this, Dad, okay? I even bought the sink faucets. Girl, I'm so tired. He might have to install them too. On this journey to becoming and living as our authentic selves, it's not just enough for us to clear out the baggage of the outdated beliefs and our old unnecessary expectations. Repairing these walls is a reminder that we have to mend the cracks and fill the gaps that those outdated beliefs and expectations have left behind. And just like this process exists to repair the integrity of a wall, this is a reminder that healing is possible. Our faith in God's grace can heal our wounds, can make us stronger, and we can become whole again. It's kind of like how God used Caleb's unwavering faith to repair the cracks in the children of Israel before they entered the promised land. We see time and time again where the Israelites were believing in God, not believing in God, trusting Him, and doing a bunch of foolishness, so much so that they lost sight in God's grace and provision and the promises that He had for them. And it took Caleb's faith and dedication to God's promises to help mend the doubts and fears that plagued the Israelites. It was Caleb going to the promised land and seeing, sure, there are giants over there. There are challenges that we might have to overcome, or we are going to have to overcome when we get there. But God has promised us this land, and despite what it looks like to us in our human eyes, His sight sees the whole picture. We only see a page, and we can overcome this land and we can go and get our promises. In that same way, we can rely on our faith to heal our wounds and fill the gaps in our lives. Just as I use spackle to smooth over the imperfections in the wall, God's grace paired with our faith can repair and strengthen us, preparing us for the blessings He has in store. Your promises need your authentic selves. Your blessing unlocks when you truly know that those desires are coming from God for a reason, and even if they look different from everybody else's, baby, they are yours and they serve a purpose. You are uniquely created by God for a reason, and when you hold on to what somebody else has told you that does not come from Him, you usurp that purpose. I don't want that for you. But just like priming the ceiling, you can lay a foundation for new beginnings. It is crucial to prepare ourselves spiritually and mentally for the changes ahead. Through prayer and reflection, we can align our lives with our values and God's purposes for us. You can make the difference between your wilderness season and the Israelites' wilderness season by holding on to God's truth, believing in His word, living by that word, and by holding on to your promises and keeping it front of mind, focusing on your promises so that even though the wilderness can look and feel chaotic, even though there are other people around me who have different beliefs, different dreams, different desires, I know what's ahead of me if I keep trusting God and following His lead forward.
But the handle is different.
Oh wow! Is this the same bathroom? Oh my god!
Okay.
Wow, Yanique, this is beautiful. Oh, what?
It's the same cabinet.
It's not the same cabinet, it's different cabinet.
It's the same cabinet.
Yeah,
Look at the
very
window.
Wow, Yanique. This is beautiful.
So what's the tub? You change the tub too?
I know I wanted to. I said, I know you're going to rip this bathroom out eventually, so
Oh my
I'm going to leave the
gosh.
towel, and I just worked around the
Work
tile.
I love this.
You like it?
Yes. I need to get some of that for Jamaica.